Hey everyone, how are we today? Just doing an all signs reading today. We are going to be looking at, some upcoming challenges for each of the star signs today. Okay, so maybe some confronting stuff coming through. It's very hard to tell with these sorts of readings when we are looking for, challenges, obstacles, those sorts of things. So bear with us. I hope that nothing is too confronting or triggering for you. You're more than welcome to check multiple placements, but do keep in mind, I do the shadow work readings once a month, and something I do like to let everybody know quite a lot with the shadow work type of stuff is, if something is quite confronting or triggering to us, usually it's a bit of an indication that there is something there for you to learn, to overcome with that challenge, that obstacle. If something does trigger us, sometimes it's something we need to look at about, if somebody else's behavior is triggering us, what is it about that behavior that we see in ourselves that is actually triggering us, all that kind of stuff. So I do want to avoid being overly confronting or anything like that, but I do feel that it is necessary sometimes to really look into the things that trigger us, and for our own self-growth and betterment, of course. But obviously individual journeys and whatnot, so take on board what you need to, leave the rest. If it doesn't resonate, leave that for the person that is for. Like I said, more than welcome to check multiple placements as well. All right. Please subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I do really appreciate that, being such a small channel. We're getting close to ready to start a new competition where I will be offering a free personal reading for somebody. So keep an eye out for that. Make sure you subscribe so you can keep up to date with all of that as well. Okay, this week, today for our all signs, I'm just in the habit of saying this week when I've been doing the weekly readings, but today I am going to be using, I've got the Soul's Journey lesson cards. I do also have this particular deck, the Voice of the Souls. They're kind of like lesson cards as well. They do have, some messages from your soul kind of vibe to them. And we've also got the fairy tale lenormand. Okay, so see how we go for everybody. But as per usual, you will see me taking timestamps as well. But we're going to start off today with Aries. How are we, Aries? Okay, upcoming challenges for Aries. What are the upcoming challenges that Aries needs to be aware of, please? I'm going to grab you one of each of those sort of lesson cards there, and then we're going to move through to the lenormand. Upcoming challenges for our Aries, please. Upcoming challenges for our Aries. Wow, really need to get my words together today. Okay, so firstly we have the peace card. So that does at first glance appear to not be too confronting, but there's an interesting thing with peace, is that, especially when it's as a challenge, sometimes it is really difficult to face moments of peace within your life, especially if you're like me and you're somebody who's, always got their eye open, ready for the next bad thing to sort of pop into fruition for you. It's kind of that, oh, what next kind of vibe. And then, if the next thing is peace, it's kind of actually a challenge for you to just sit with that energy and accept some peace and harmony and stability and all that sort of positive energy. Sometimes it can actually be really difficult to accept that positive energy for ourselves, and that's what we're sort of seeing here for you, Aries, is that this peace may feel uncomfortable. You may not be used to having so much peace and quiet and all that in your life. I do feel that, for a lot of you Aries, there is going to be this temptation to, as soon as you realize that you look around and everything seems to be peaceful in your life, it's kind of like, wow, do I need to go create some drama just so that there's something going on? Do I need to go distract myself with, work, with whatever, just so that, I'm not focusing on the fact that I am actually uncomfortable with this sense of peace and stillness within myself. That card does say, I am a being of love and I release all negative energy. So it is asking you to, that may be the challenge, is to release the negative energy and just accept the peace and calmness for you here. The other card we have for you, Aries, which I feel is actually kind of unrelated, feels like this is a separate issue altogether, but we do have the mirror effect. Okay, so there's somebody in your energy that you and them are mirroring each other. So if you're feeling upset, that person gets upset. If you're feeling happy, that person is feeling happy. So there's a very interesting mirror effect going on here, and it does ask you to reflect upon the things, especially with the mirror effect card as a challenge. It really does ask you, as I mentioned in the intro, to reflect upon the things that you find triggering in others. All right, because those things that you're finding triggering or confronting, or I don't like this about that person, they're actually mirroring something back at you here, Aries, and it's that you kind of need to investigate and really sit down with and have a look at, like, okay, just for example, oh, that particular person, they drive me insane because they're always boasting about how awesome everything is going for them, and the reason that reflect back on you, that leads you to sort of get triggered every time that person behaves that way, because you're not comfortable with boasting about how well things are doing for you yourself, and so that's kind of it's the same issues, but in the mirror. There's this aspect of whatever it is that you're looking at other people around you and either liking something about that person, disliking something about that person. It is actually reflecting things about you yourself, because really our perception of others is reflection of us ourselves and what we see in others. There's a thing about the worst that we see in others is also the worst potential that we have inside ourselves, and vice, with the good as well. The best, the best qualities that we perceive in others, we also have the potential to have those same qualities. So there's a very interesting energy here, Aries, about this mirroring effect, that there may be somebody you're holding resentment toward, for specific behaviors, for them being a specific way, doing specific things, and really sitting with that and looking, what does that reflect about me that's making me uncomfortable, that this person is like that? Why, what is happening within me, and what is that reflecting onto me? Like, do I have that same trait? And that's why that makes me uncomfortable. Like, does it make me uncomfortable when I see that person boasting, because I subconsciously am aware that I boast quite a lot as well, that kind of example for you there, Aries. But I'll get some clarity here for you, Aries, on how to overcome these challenges. Okay, how should Aries, advice for Aries, how should Aries overcome any challenges they are facing, please? Pardon. Okay, Aries. So firstly, we're seeing the key, which, as an advice in dealing with challenges, it really does let us know that you do need to sort of open up a little bit more, be a little bit more honest and open with yourself. I feel for a lot of you being, we do see that mirror image in that key as well. It's like the key in front of a mirror. So it's kind of like, unlocking this mirror effect by really opening up to yourself and being very honest with yourself, and everything we just sort of talked about there. We do see the clover You are surrounded by good fortune just in general at this time. Facing these challenges with a little bit of, good luck, I feel, is on your side when it comes to that. But taking chances, taking a little bit of a risk to overcome this snake energy as well. The snake as an advice card tells you to, take a chance to follow your passion. Take a risk to really, really follow your true desires. Open up to yourself. Ask yourself what you're truly desiring about situations, what you truly feel passionate for here, and really taking a chance on those things. And also, for a couple of you here, there's this message of cutting through the deception, the self-deception. Stop lying to yourself kind of energy. Take a chance to be completely open and vulnerable with yourself so that you can remove any self-deception that's going on here, Aries. Okay, so that's what we have for you, Aries. You are more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. But for now, we'll move on over to our Taurus. How are we today, Taurus? Okay, Taurus. Upcoming challenges for Taurus. Upcoming challenges for Taurus, please. Okay, and I did use this deck recently, this Soul's Journey deck. I have used that recently, and I do feel like I'm seeing the same card as what we saw in your reading for that. I believe that was the week we did the career and finances weekly readings. I believe I'm seeing the same card as what we saw in that reading for you, Taurus. Okay, so we are seeing the humor card. That's the one I'm referring to there. So, maybe there is something for you in that career reading that we did a couple of weeks ago. But that does say, I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. But as a challenge, you're finding it hard to find the lighter side of life, finding it hard to, find the humor in a situation, making light of certain things. You're taking things too heavy at the moment, Taurus. So it's sort of straight away telling us that you are really being challenged with humor at this time. It's kind of like it sounds horrible, but considering the next card I've got here, it's kind of like the universe is trying to play a prank on you at the moment, Taurus. Your guides, your angels, whatever it is that you personally believe in there. It's kind of like the universe is definitely trying to make you like see the lighter side of life by putting you in these situations where you are finding them very sort of heavy, and you're finding it difficult to find the humor in that. But it's kind of like I feel like there's a scenario going on around you or upcoming for you, Taurus, where it's kind of like, if you don't laugh, you'll cry kind of energy. And it's kind of just the whole situation feels like it's going to be one of them things where it's just so left of center. It's just so that's what I'm kind of getting, that there's something coming up that you're going to be put in a bit of a bind, I feel here, Taurus. But it's kind of just like, it's just one of them things that it's just like, make it make sense. It's just you can't laugh at, like, you can't cry about it because it's just so like bizarre and just the way that it all happens. It just seems so like synchronicity kind of stuff, where it's just everything fell into place for this outcome, for this challenge to hit you. And it's just like, of all things, and this is what happens. Like, I'm not getting any specific examples. I'm just getting that energy of it being like, what? Like, it doesn't even make sense, and everything has just sort of snowballed, and it's like the way that things have happened, it's just like objectively hilarious. But because it's happening to you in your life, you are struggling to see the humor of it. It feels heavy, like it does feel heavy for you, Taurus. But if you kind of take yourself out of the situation and just sit there and explain it to somebody, and they're just like, that's hilarious. Like, how did you not? oh, it's because it happened to you. It's kind of like you're trying to, the universe is trying to force you to accept that sometimes things happen and are just so random and unexpected and crazy that it's just like that I'm keep getting that if you don't laugh, you're gonna cry. So start laughing kind of energy. Try to see the lighter side of it and just have a laugh about how everything fell into place like this and it ended up like this, and it's just so bizarre. And but then it's like, it just leaves you feeling like, what just happened? Is what I'm kind of feeling here. The next card we do have is the guide energy. So, you know, I do feel as though this is, you know, it's being put in your path to try to guide you to the lighter side of life, to guide you, you know, away from taking everything so much to heart, and to be able to, you know, look at things a little bit more objectively and understand why, you know, sometimes things just happen for no reason, for crazy reasons, for, you know, it feels really weird, to be honest here, Taurus. It does feel like a bit of a bizarre kind of energy where it's just like all these things fall into place that just leave you just perplexed. And you know, but I do feel that for some of you that, you know, because you're taking it heavy, there's obviously something you know, affecting you about this situation. But it's kind of like the more quickly that you just, you know, shake it off and laugh about it, the more easily resolved this is going to be. But we'll get you some advice here, Taurus, because I feel like you're going to know it when it happens, because it's just going to be so like left of center. It's just going to be so bizarre. You're just going to be like, roll your eyes kind of energy, you know. If you don't roll your eyes and if you take it on board too much, it's just going to confuse you and make it a lot harder for you to get out of that energy. Okay, advice for Taurus with upcoming challenges. Advice for Taurus with upcoming challenges for them, please. We have the key coming through first and foremost here, Taurus, which is all about, you know, opening yourself up, being honest to yourself. But I do feel like for a lot of you, this is actually telling us that this is why we're seeing the guide energy, and it's because there's a method to the madness kind of energy here, okay? Because that's come through with the tree coming out next, and the tree is all about your self-growth, your personal, you know, the way that you look after yourself, like your self-care, your inner wisdom, that kind of thing. And I feel like this is telling us that this is opening up an opportunity for you to grow and learn, become more wise to the way of the universe, the way of the world, especially when it comes to emotional stuff. All right, we do have the moon there as well, so it's like a it's leading you towards emotional growth within yourself, and it's asking you to open up to that growth and open those new opportunities. You know, take the opportunity to grow emotionally, and growing emotionally is asking you to, you know, look at the positives, look at the lighter side of the situation, to not be taking this so, you know, so much to heart, so heavy in your energy. Don't be taking these things on board so heavily. All right, so you know, it's one of those ones where it feels like it's going to make more sense when it happens. All right, because right now it's not feeling like it's making that much sense, Taurus. But good luck with that. Let me know how you go. Moving on to Gemini. Hey Gemini, how are we? Just looking at upcoming challenges for our Geminis. Upcoming challenge for our Geminis, please. Okay, and just grabbing one of each of those learning cards there. Upcoming challenges for Gemini. Yeah, so these are coming out together here. Straight away, they're linking immediately here. I was sort of wondering why that first card was coming out, and I was like, am I going to need to clarify the hell out of that card? No, this is why. We have love coming through. That particular card does say, I commit to the practice of seeing good in all things. But what we're seeing here is repression. Okay, so you repressing love is your next big challenge here, Gemini, that there is this, love trying to come into your energy, and you're kind of repressing that, rejecting that love. So for some of you, this is you literally rejecting love opportunities around you, repressing your own feelings, your own, the things that you have love for in this life. You kind of, it's this kind of repressing, I don't deserve, like I'm getting that I don't deserve this kind of energy. It's kind of that energy, Gemini, of you trying to tell yourself you don't deserve love, whether that be love of a person, love of family, love of friends, love of yourself, or love of things happening for you in your life as well. I do feel like for a lot of you, this is more to do with, it does say, I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. So it does feel as though it's got a lot to do with, the good of all things, the good things happening in your life, and you're kind of, repressing the emotion to do with those, because you're kind of like, oh yeah, this really good thing happened in my life. I've got this really good thing in my life at the moment, but you're kind of like, I don't want to, let on how much I care about this thing, because as soon as I start to actually, care about this thing, boom, it's gone. That kind of energy where you're fearful that as soon as you express your love and passion for this thing in your life, that it will sort of disappear and it won't be a thing anymore. So you're trying to repress your feelings so that you're not, allowing yourself to get too swept away in your emotion, and just because you're trying to protect your emotions ultimately there, fearful that you'll lose the thing by not. So, but it's kind of that effed if you do, effed if you don't kind of energy, because the more that you do repress your love and desire and passion for these good things in your life, whether it be people or things, the more you're going to push that energy back away from you, and it is more likely to disappear and make your fears come true. All right, so there is this, I haven't even got to your advice cards yet, Gemini, and I'm already intuitively feeling here that the number one thing here is to accept the love and give that thing your love in return. All right, but we'll get some advice cards for you. So it's kind of like, oh, I love my job, but I'm just going to act like I absolutely hate coming to work every day, because as soon as anyone sees that, oh, Gemini actually really enjoys their work and they're doing a good job and they enjoy that, and then there's this fear that as soon as you do that you'll lose the job or something like that, So I hate to say it, Gemini, but there is a bit of your fear coming through here, regardless of whether you're aware of that fear or not. There is this fear of love in general, that you're kind of pushing love away in a sense. Advice for Gemini, how to overcome their challenges. Advice for Gemini with any challenges headed their way, please. That one flipped on out. We have the dog energy there. That does talk about, staying loyal to yourself, being supportive of it is the card of friendship. So I am getting, for a lot of you, it's talking about, your support network, relying on your support network a little bit more here, Gemini, to, maybe talking with a friend about, what I really love this job. Like, I'm just going to keep using that example, okay? I really love this job, but I feel like if as soon as I, let the universe know that I'm really enjoying this job, that I'm going to lose it. You know, maybe talk that through with someone in your support network, a close friend. You know, staying loyal to the things that you do truly love, you know, and companionship and compassion for yourself with this issue as well. But, you know, stay loyal. You know, you love the thing. Don't push it away. Stay loyal to it and show it loyalty by expressing your love here. We do also have the book. All right, so the book is kind of like, I'm just trying to get, it does have a few different meanings here. Because I'm feeling the unknown element with that. And once again, I'm feeling your fear is trying to stop you from entering into the unknown. Like I don't know what happens next. I don't know what the next chapter in my story, you know, is. And you do have a bit of fear about that, regardless of, once again, whether you're aware of that or not, Gemini. It's kind of advising you to, you know, accept the unknown is part of life. That, you know, if you don't like the way that the story ends up going, you're the author of your own story. You can always, you know, change it. You can always rip pages out. You can always go, that's it, done with this chapter, closing that. I'm going to move on to another chapter. Like, you know, that choose your own adventure kind of book where, you know, that's it. I don't like how that adventure works out. I'm going to go back and change direction here. So it's kind of, don't be afraid to jump into the unknown here. And for a lot of you, jumping into the unknown is loving the thing. All right, letting your love be known, be shown. You know, acting on your love. Okay. We also do have the Tower. So that as an advice card is letting us know that you do need to take some time to yourself as well. There's the need for some solitude here as well. So regardless, I feel like for a lot of you, that's just a matter of, you know, spending some time doing quieter things like meditation or just taking some extra time away from, you know, away from the world to yourself, where you give yourself an opportunity to think things through a bit clearer, having a bit more time in solitude, not allowing yourself to get overwhelmed by other people around you, that sort of thing. So, you know, if you are in a situation where you live with others and that sort of thing, it may just be, you know, taking a few hours to go sit at a park and just sit. You know, take a book, read a book. It's kind of just asking you to spend some time to yourself and reset your energy a little bit in that sense as well. All right. But that's what we have for you, Gemini. You are more than welcome to, you know, check your other placements as well. But we will move on over to Cancer. How are we today, Cancer? Okay, Cancer. Cancer. Upcoming challenges for our Cancers, please. Okay. Upcoming challenges for Cancer. Before I show you those cards, I'm just going to get one to clarify that card from the second deck. Can I get clarity for that second card, please? Okay. Okay, so the first card we have here is success. All right, so that's actually coming through as one of your next challenges. Your big next challenge is success. It does say, I know that there is no greater goal than to love, but it's kind of like success is scaring you. Potential for success is scaring you. There's something that it's kind of like, if I succeed at that, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do the thing. I don't know how to act. I don't know how to feel if I actually were to get that success. It feels like it's one of those things where it's like you want this, but you don't know how to actually have this. All right, so it's kind of like, it's one of them things where it's like, to use a few different examples here, it's like you've been wanting a specific job or a promotion within your job. All of a sudden you get the call saying, oh, you've got the job, you've got the promotion. But then you're worried. The challenge is, how do you actually do the job? You've never done this job before. You've never had this promotion before. You don't know how to do all the tasks. There's a big learning gap coming through that you know you're going to have to, when you start this new job, you know that you're going to have to learn a lot. But it's kind of like, this is what I wanted. This is what this is what's going to make me feel like I've gained success for myself, is that, this job is the success. I've got the job, but now I'm just like, oh, how do I actually do the job? And I'm also getting the example here, Cancer, that it's like, there's a specific person that you may want to be dating or get to know a little bit more, but you do know that this person, they've got very high expectations and ideals, and it's kind of like, I really want to date that person, and then you ring them and ask them to go on a date, and they're like, yeah, cool, let's go on a date. I want to date you, Cancer. And all of a sudden you're like, how am I going to be good enough to go on, be a person for this person? I know that they've got very high expectations, and how am I going to actually meet all these expectations? So it's kind of like, you know that success is available to you, but you're kind of scared of it at the same time, because it's going to ask a lot of you. And you're going to have to maybe learn a little bit more about that thing, about that person, in order to actually live in the success. It's not just the thing where you get offered this job and all of a sudden you're like, oh, awesome, I've got this job, I don't have to do anything. No, you need to do some stuff in order to maintain that success, because if you get a new job and it's it's the success you're wanting, you want this great new job and this great new pay, but if you don't actually do the job, you're going to lose it, and you're not going to maintain that job. So it's kind of like, I feel like that's why that's a challenge, because there's some work involved in maintaining the success. So the success is kind of scary all by itself. Now, the second message we've gotten for you here, Cancer, we do have the spiritual message card. Okay, so I did want to clarify that one, and we do have the lilies coming through here as well. So I do feel as though this is very, very linked with that success energy as well, being a challenge for you, and this is a challenge for you because there's something here with this spiritual message that I'm just going to keep using the same examples, that that this is the right person for you, this is the right job for you, that's where your success is, but you've been hiding from it. You've been hiding from getting in touch with your true, spiritual self that knows that this belongs to you, because we do have here the card. This is the lilies, so this is the card of emotional intimacy and longevity. So once again, with that longevity, it's going to take it's once you've got that success, there's a lot of maintaining that if you want to keep that. This is something that this is why you've been avoiding it. You know that this is something that you want for yourself long term. You want this in your life. You want this to be your career. You want to, 20 years from now, you want to still be doing this job. You still want to be dating that person 20 years from now. So that's why it's kind of this energy of you've been ignoring the messages that you're receiving spiritually, because that there's a bit of work involved. And as well as work, it's also this emotional intimacy, because you're going to need to be very intimate with yourself and honest and open with yourself about this thing. Okay, about how do I do the job? How do I get this person? I don't feel like it's actually you know, the success is there, and we all know it with that spiritual message. You've been kind of spiritually blocking this from coming fully into your energy because of fear. Okay, Cancer, and you know that there's work involved in this, but we'll have a look at your outright advice here. Advice for Cancer to overcome the upcoming challenges for themselves, please. Advice for Cancer. How does Cancer overcome these challenges? Okay, so firstly, we have the clouds. Think things through logically, but don't overthink things. Okay, the clouds really does let us know, don't overthink it. You know, I'm getting that that keep it simple, stupid. Keep it simple. Keep your thoughts about this simple. Like, think about it. Sure. Think about how you're going to do this, what you're going to do, how much work's involved. Think about it. Sure. Don't overthink it. Keep it simple. Pardon me, Cancer. You know, and really focus on the positive outcomes here. You know, the clouds does let us know that, you know, there's two types of clouds, right? There's those light, fluffy clouds that allow the sun to shine on through when they pass, and but then there's big black storm clouds, and you're trying to avoid the big black storm clouds here, Cancer. You know, keeping your thoughts light and fluffy, and you know, allowing things to come when they're ready. Allow the sun to shine when it's ready. So really focusing on the positive outcomes. You know, when you're thinking about the potential success, focus on the success. Focus on the you know, the things that you want to gain from this in a very positive manner. Don't think about, you know, I'm fearful of this. What if this goes wrong? What if this happens? What if that happens? Don't allow yourself down that rabbit hole here, Cancer. Once again, we do have the key. Nearly everyone's gotten the key so far today. This is all about opening yourself up to this. All right, so be open to this opportunity. Be completely open and receptive, honest with yourself about, you know, this is what you want. I feel here, Cancer. Be open and receptive to actually taking this opportunity, especially with this card as well, the bouquet. That's the flowers, so that's giving and receiving energy. So, you know, be open to receive this success. Be open to give your all to this. Okay, you need to put in as much time, love, energy as you'll receive back from this. Okay, so it's reciprocal, give and take. You know, if this is a person, it's give and take. It's give and take, giving this person as much time, love, energy as you expect to receive from them. This is like a career, giving it your all, and you will be receiving that success, you know, whether that be monetary success or just general, you know, career success, long-term success. Success is definitely coming through strongly because the key is actually the card of success as well. So success, overcoming your problems with success. All right. So it's all working out in a lovely way, Cancer. Now, you are more than welcome to check your other placements. But for now, we'll move on over to Leo. Okay, Leo. Leo, what upcoming challenges should Leo expect? Upcoming challenges for Leo, please. Okay, and I'll grab your second deck card. Upcoming challenges for Leo. Upcoming challenge for Leo. Okay, Leo. We do have the card of friendship as the challenge for you. I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. So it does bring us to that whole idea of, you know, a friend is in your life for either a reason, a season, or forever kind of energy. And we're seeing, you know, in this card, we do see a reason. The reason that this person is in your life, and it is a challenge for you, is that there's a karmic message to be had with this connection. Okay, okay? So we are seeing that there is some challenges coming up for you with a friendship. Now, this may be a specific person in your friends group. It may be, you know, trying to create a new friend. It may be, you know, all sorts of things with to do with a friendship, okay? That you're struggling maybe to do with a specific friend, having a specific issue with a friend, but there is a reason that this is happening, and the reason that this is happening is it is that karmic message, okay? So you need to oh, it sounds a bit harsh, Leo, but it's that, what did I do to deserve this kind of energy? It's kind of like, I'm just sort of feeling that there's this energy of, it's not so much that you deserve this, it's that you do need to take some time to yourself, though, to really think about, you know, is maybe this friend is just in your life for a reason, and it's so that you can learn a particular lesson. You know, maybe this friend is not the friend that you thought they were, that kind of lesson. You know, that sometimes we do have friends that do only, you know, they come in and out of our life. They're not necessarily there to stay forever, kind of energy. But with the karmic message, it does let us know that there's some element of you needing to really look at why is this happening? Like, why are they, you know, I'm just getting this message of someone behaving towards you in a specific way that is causing you tension and drama, and you sort of wondering to yourself, why are they treating me like this? Whereas you need to be asking yourself, what did I do to make them treat me like this? Did I treat them wrong in some way, or some perceived way? Because the way that you perceive things is obviously, you know, individual. It's not the same way that this person perceives things. They may have had some sort of expectation that they were putting on you when it comes to the friendship that you have with this person, and they're obviously feeling for some reason that expectation of you was not met, and so therefore they are reacting to that. And that's kind of what I'm getting here, Leo, is that this person, this issue is actually being created, you know, from, it's not so much that it's something that you've done or something. It's a hard one because it is feeling slightly different for everyone as well. But, you know, I'm getting that vibe of, you know what, I'll actually tell you like a sort of example from my own life without going into too much detail. I don't want to go into too much detail. The person that this happened with is actually a Leo as well. So, you know, but I'm aware that her perception is that I cut off the friendship with her, and I stopped speaking to her, and I, you know, did the whole deleted them off Facebook or whatever thing. Whereas I know that she's unaware of the fact that it was her behaviour toward me that led me to cut off that friendship. That it became clear to me that she did not like me, and I'm not somebody that tolerates like fake friends kind of thing. I'm not somebody that tolerates people in my life that are just sort of being my friend out of circumstance, rather than they genuinely want to be my friend, and you know, they want to help me as much as I want to help them, and it just became very apparent, you know, to me that I was putting a lot more effort and time and energy into the friendship than she was in return. It became apparent to me that, you know, in my eyes, that this person didn't even particularly like me. It was just a friendship out of circumstance. And, you know, it got to a point where I had kind of realized that every time I'd had a conversation with this person, you know, for like the last couple of months, that they never asked me how I was doing, what I was up to in my life or anything like that. They would always just tell me what was going on with them, and it was the same, you know, the same situation pretty much every day. You know, they were getting upset at the advice that I was giving them because that wasn't suiting their, you know, the narrative that they were telling themselves. You know, and so I cut off the friendship because that, you know, whatever doesn't serve you, you know, that you have every right to, you know, if it's feeling like a relationship is unequal, you have every right to, you know, terminate that relationship. Whereas I am very aware that from her perspective, she's probably sitting there going, I did nothing to Michelle. I did nothing wrong. Why is Michelle such a ish? You know, why is Michelle such a beach? Which, you know, I'm happy to cop that. I don't care. Like, really, like, how people perceive me is up to them. But, you know, I am aware that from her perspective, I was the one in the wrong, even though I was actually reacting to her being in the wrong, if that kind of makes sense. So I'm getting that dynamic, that sort of dynamic here. And so that's why I'm giving this example to maybe help you understand that, you know, every situation, there's always more than one side to the story, and somebody's perception, you know, may not be the same as yours. So, you know, it's that there's three sides to a story: your side, their side, and then the truth somewhere in the middle. And what I'm kind of getting here is that there is some sort of karmic message to you to be not just seeing this situation from your side, to be also looking at it from their side, as well as, you know, finding the truth somewhere in the middle. You know, so I feel like that's why we're having upcoming challenge with a friendship, because there is a need for you to really look at your own reaction, your own behavior toward that person in the past that led to this, and maybe stop and think about, hang on, maybe I wasn't treating them a way that they felt a friend should be treating them, you know, and really actually assessing, you know, their side of what's happened here, rather than just seeing, oh, they did this to me kind of energy. So a little bit confronting there, Leo, I am aware, but we'll get some advice for you. Okay. Advice for Leo when it comes to their challenge, please. Okay, so pretty straightforward advice. We have the Scythe here. You know, break away from that energy. You know, if it's not serving you, break free from that energy that is no longer serving you. You know, make the change. If, you know, like I said in my example, sometimes you do need to cut people off. You know, if it's not serving your highest good, that's advising you to, you know, break free from that energy altogether. We do see the ship traveling towards something brand new here, starting some brand new adventures with friendship, finding friendships that make you feel more secure and stable. All right, the house energy there, it is, you know, traveling towards that sense of family, you know, breaking free from the things that don't feel safe and secure for you within your friendships, and focusing on the things that do make you feel stable and secure. So unfortunately, Leo, it does feel as though you may need to cut somebody off with that friendship aspect coming through there, but also it does feel, you know, I feel like I already covered the rest of that in what I was sort of speaking about earlier. So you know, you take from that what you will, Leo, but that is what the cards have shown us today. You are more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Okay, but for now we'll move on over to Libra. Okay, Libra. Upcoming challenges for Libra, please. Okay, Libra. Libra, upcoming challenges for Libra. We have the doubt card, Libra. So it does say, I release the need to know all the answers. So the next big challenge you're going to be facing is, you know, your own personal self-doubt. Okay, your doubt of a situation. You're, not knowing how to control something, not knowing what to do, doubtful that something's going to work out the way you want it to. All those sorts of things are coming through here as a bit of a challenge for you, but it's overcoming that self-doubt that I can't do this, I can't have this, I'm not worthy of this. All those sorts of self-doubts are coming through strongly here, Libra, and that's coming through in that challenge position. I release the need to know all the answers. So, you are going to probably feel as though you need to know everything. You need to know what's going to happen. You need to know, I'm just getting this example of what's going to happen, like with a situation. You're kind of feeling like, I want this result, XYZ over here, but I've got this doubt that I need to overcome in order to get to that XYZ. I'm doubtful that I'm going to be able to do this or get to this point. I'm fearful that, ABC is going to happen instead. You're doubting the results coming the way that you want them to. Whereas, as a challenge, it's sort of letting you know you need to just follow the path of what, where that goes, regardless of what the outcome is, whether it's XYZ or ABC. You still need to sort of walk that path and release all doubt and just allow it to happen the way that it's going to happen, one way or another. We do have the guide card here, all right, as well. So there is this element with that being a challenge. It's like you're really struggling to just walk this path and allow yourself to just follow the path of what needs, what's happening, regardless. It's feeling as though you're being challenged by. The guide as a challenge is kind of like you're not allowing yourself to just travel the path. You're, stopping too much along the way and questioning everything and thinking too much into it all. It's kind of like you've got to travel from, here to there, but you keep thinking too much about what happens when you get there, that you're forgetting that it's part of the journey, that you've actually got to go on the journey to get to there. You can't just, teleportation's not a thing, although, someone invent it and let me know, I'll be in that. But you're not allowing yourself to just sort of be guided along the path one way or another. You're putting too much of your own your own control into it, and you're not allowing anyone else to sort of have any control over the steps that are being taken here. You're putting too much emphasis on, if I start walking this path, what if I go that way? What if I go this way? What if I go that way? Without actually walking the path yet. Your doubt is stopping you from actually taking any steps in any direction, is kind of what I'm getting here. All right, but we'll get some advice for you, okay? Advice for Libra with their challenges, please. And yeah, I am definitely getting self-doubt coming through strong. Interesting, on the bottom of the deck we do have the crossroads as well, which is sort of start walking kind of vibe coming through. Commit and commit to a direction and just go there. Even if you are struggling with self-doubt, start walking and you will arrive somewhere. And worry about where you arrive when you arrive. Don't worry too much about it before you even get there. Okay, we do have the lilies coming through here. The lilies is emotional intimacy with yourself, being honest and open with how you truly feel. Why are you feeling this doubt? Why do you feel the need to control the outcomes of situations, of other people? Why are you pushing away people that are trying to help guide you along as well? We do have the fish coming through there. So your advice is to just focus on the potential abundance that you may find along the journey, the abundance, the wealth, the financial gain. That there's, with both of those coming through, the lilies and the fish together, there is a strong potential for financial gain as long as you stop doubting yourself so much. So whatever this is for you, there is a lot of potential financial gain at the end of that. Just as a side note for you there, but focusing on the potential abundance that you may reach long term by not doubting yourself. And now abundance and wealth can be a lot more things than just money as well. So, creating a lot of opportunities for yourself and a lot of, once again, with that emotional, I'm getting integrity as well, emotional integrity. Because it can sometimes talk about morality as well, the lilies. So it's kind of like, when you are trying to release all your doubts there, keep your morals, make sure you take your moral standpoint into account here as well. For some of you, that feels like it's important to stick to your morals as well. Stop doubting that your morals are wrong, because they're your morals. They're not the morals of everyone else. They're yours. Okay, so if you find that morally important, it is for you. Someone needed to hear that. Sorry. We also have the coffin, which is death and rebirth. Okay, so I'm getting, it's kind of endings bringing new beginnings. They're ending that needs, closing the lid on all that self-doubt, on that need to control, is going to bring you some new beginnings here. Especially, I keep getting financial new beginnings for you as well, Libra. So, with that guide card showing itself as well, it feels like you're pushing people away from helping you. This does, usually talk about support around you. So, it feels as though if you end that behavior as well, and actually accept the support around you, there's an abundance of wealth around you. People around you are knowledgeable. They can help you. As soon as you end that I've got so much doubt about this, I need to control every little thing myself. No, if your advice is sort of to, take the abundance and the wealth of information that's being offered to you here. Be more intimate with yourself, and honest with yourself about this, and end out those negative sort of doubtful behaviors, and you will experience some sort of brand new beginning. And for a lot of you, it's going to be a brand new beginning that leads to a lot of financial abundance, that leads to a big sense of wealth and finances at the end of this road. But there's also a lot of support being offered to you as well. So I do feel for a lot of you, that there is this need to accept the support around you as well, Libra. All right. Pardon. You are more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. But we will move to Virgo. Okay, Virgo. Upcoming challenges for our Virgos. My words today, I'm like, I can't just spit it out, Michelle. Okay. Upcoming challenges for Virgo. Get your second card out. Okay, Virgo. Upcoming challenges for Virgo. Oh, this is a tough one, Virgo. Because straight away I can feel there's somebody else's energy, and this is actually, it's not, like, it's about you, but it's not so much about you in the sense that, this is your, hang on, I'll just show you the cards. Firstly, I've got empathy coming through. All right, so I am open to seeing both sides of a situation. I am strongly feeling somebody else's energy with this card here, which is the card of loss. Okay, this is somebody else around you suffering a loss. And this is a challenge to you because you're really struggling to show them empathy for their loss. Okay, so it's a bit of a challenging situation here, Virgo. Now, loss can be a lot of different things, okay? There's somebody in your energy, and it's not your loss, it's somebody else's loss. So I'm just going to use the example of somebody that you're, close friends with, is breaking up with their partner. All right, so they're losing a partner. They're suffering this loss of love, relationship. All right, that's just as my example. All right, this could actually be any type of loss. I just find it very useful to be able to talk this through with you when I'm using more specific examples, because, and especially too, if I'm using it as an example, it's definitely going to be the case for at least one of you that this is one of your friends is breaking up with somebody and they're needing your support. So that's kind of what's coming through, is that somebody is going to be asking for your support, and that's why this is a challenge to you, because you're struggling knowing how to give them that support. The empathy card coming through. You're currently unable to see their see why this is affecting them the way that it is. Because I feel like you, Virgo, you're sitting here like, but they were a loser anyway. Why do you care that they broke up with you? That kind of energy, or it's like somebody, as another example here, somebody's lost a family member that they were not close with, and you're struggling to understand why that feels like a loss to this person, because you're kind of like, but like, you haven't seen that person in 10 years. Why do you even care that you've lost that family member or person? Because you're coming from a logical standpoint here, Virgo. I can feel that you're in your more logical era. You're kind of trying to think things through logically, realistically, whereas this person around you, they're just in their emotions. And that's why it's such a struggle for you to understand where this person is coming from, because you're just trying to think things through logically, but there's no logic when it comes to emotions, especially the emotion of loss and grief and, mourning that loss, that, whether that be the loss of a person in their life, the loss of a pet or a family member, any kind of loss of money, that kind of stuff, any kind of loss there, because it is coming through different for quite a few of you. Spirit keeps trying to tell me all these different stories that's happening for everyone, and I'm not going to be listing out a million different things, but we're looking at the idea of loss in general, that somebody is feeling lost because of a loss, but for majority of you, it is like loss of a family member, or loss of a relationship. For maybe one or two, there's a financial loss that this person's suffering. Those are the main ones coming through. But you're just being a bit challenged by, how do I support this person? How do I look after them? How do I show them empathy? How do I even understand this loss sensation that this person is feeling, in order to, try to be compassionate and understanding and supportive to them? So you're just kind of, you're at a loss for words kind of energy there, Virgo, not knowing how to deal with this situation around you. But like I said, it's not something, like, I don't feel like this loss is affecting you personally at all. It's somebody around you who's being affected by loss. And it's the empathy factor that you're struggling with. That's what's challenging you. But advice for Virgo on how to deal with this challenge, please. these two cards we've gotten for you here, Virgo. We've got the Anchor as well as the House. Okay, and so both of those talk about security, all right? Stability, being stable, being dependable, being that shoulder this person can cry on. You can even, like, I'm just sort of getting your advice here, Virgo, as to tell you to say to this person, I don't know how to support you, but I'm here to support you. I want you to know I'm trying to support you. I don't know how to do that, but whatever you need, I'm here for you. That's what's coming through here. It's kind of just being that rock for that person, and just letting them know I'm not going anywhere. I'm here to support you. You can lean on me. That kind of energy is your advice, to just be steady and stable for this person. Don't be throwing big changes or anything like that at them. And the advice for you emotionally, I feel like this is emotional advice for you, Virgo. This is the child energy, and that kind of tells us that you need to access your inner child. So if you do want to help this person on an emotional level, there's this thing of you getting in touch with your inner child, getting in touch with that side of yourself that is innocent and naive to the way of the world. So I'm getting asking lots of questions, asking this person, now, what exactly are you feeling? Like, I don't understand. I'm just getting someone who's saying, I don't understand, but I'm here for you. I want to know everything. You sit here. I'm going to sit here and listen, and you tell me everything. Children do tend to ask a lot of questions, so I am getting that. You can be a little bit questioning with this person and be like, okay, and so tell me some of your good memories about this person, thing, whatever. Why is this affecting you so much, even though you said this and this and this? Just questioning this person a little bit, not in a negative way, but in a a supportive role, a stable role, like having that sense of innocence to you and naivety to yourself here, with the way that you're questioning this person. But really, really getting in touch with your inner child and your inner sense of playfulness and fun and joy, and trying to bring a little bit of light into this person's life in some way, shape, or form. So I'm getting to that. With the Anchor and the child there, if you do want to go the way of distracting this person, take them to somewhere, like take them on the swings or something like that. That really helps you both embrace childlike behavior. It is coming through strong. It also may be that this is someone who's losing like a childhood friend, or they're having issues like that coming through. But overall, that's what we've got for you, Virgo. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. But for now, we will move on over to Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio. Upcoming challenges for our Scorpios, please. Oh, okay. Upcoming challenges for Scorpio. Upcoming challenges for Scorpio, please. Okay. These two actually came out together, Scorpio. So I've got discipline as well as fear. All right. So, straight away as a challenge, fear obviously is always a big challenge whenever it presents itself to us. That does say, I realize that I'm testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. So you are kind of testing your own sense of discipline here, fearful that you're not going to be able to prove your own discipline to yourself. It's like, yeah, you're fearful that you're not going to be able to accomplish what you're wanting to accomplish. And, there's something where you're needing to be disciplined and you're fearful that you can't be disciplined. So I'm just, as an example, I'm getting the example of like, I need to lose some weight. I need to lose 5 kilos. I need to stop eating carbs, or I need to stop eating sugar. Okay, we're going to use that as an example. I need to stop eating sugar and sugary foods and sugary drinks. I need to be disciplined and stop eating sugar. I'm scared I can't stop. I'm scared I'm addicted to sugar and I can't stop eating sugar. I'm worried I can't actually do this. I'm worried that I know that I need to do this and I need to bring this discipline into my life in some way, but I'm fearful that, and it seems to be more so that your fear outweighs your ability here. Because I'm feeling that you are definitely able to be disciplined, but it's like you keep telling yourself so much that you can't be disciplined, that you're self-sabotaging yourself here and making it so that, the more that you fear that you can't stay disciplined to not eating sugar, that's making you go and eat sugar. So you're acting out of fear, and it's just coming through as self-sabotage. That the discipline card does say, I can accomplish what I set my mind to. So it's like there's something that you have already set your mind to, but you're so fearful that you won't accomplish it that you're not going to be able to accomplish it because of your fear. Not because of your ability to actually do the thing, but because of your fear. It's kind of like you get, it's kind of like, with that example of like, oh, I need to lose weight to like so I'm not going to eat sugar. You know that you can go without sugar, but it's like, then you see like a sugary treat and you're like, oh, what happens if I never get that sugary treat ever again? I need it. Before you know it, your fear has taken over, and your fear that you're going to miss out on this. I feel like there is a fear of missing out on something coming through as well. The other card I've got here is the Karma card, which that does let me know this is self-sabotage, definitely self-sabotage. I don't feel as though that's spiritual karma. I don't feel like that is actual karma. I feel like this is your own karma. Your fear, your fear is so strong that you're bringing your own karma back on yourself. That your fear is telling you so much that your fear is like, I'm never going to get sugar again. I need sugar. That's self-sabotaging yourself. I feel like this sugar example is like not the best example here. But that's where the self-sabotage is coming from, is this sense of self-karma. You're like, and it's all coming from your fear. Once again, I realize that I'm testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. So you're testing yourself here, but with something, and it's like you're so fearful that you're going to fail your own test, that you're bringing your own karma upon yourself, and then you fail your own test. And that's why this is such a big challenge, because, you know, you're allowing your fear to override this, and make your fears come true kind of energy. But I can't really explain what this actually is. Like, it's not giving me any, like, real world examples, because I know as soon as you know, that sugar example is horrible, sorry, but it's not giving me specific examples of what you are trying to be very disciplined about. It definitely could be like exercise, diet, stopping a bad habit, because I am getting that for one or two of you. This is stopping a bad habit of partaking in something like, you know, drugs or alcohol or cigarettes, or you're trying to stop that, and you're so fearful of, what if I never drink again? If I stop drinking, what if I decide to never drink again? Does that mean I have to never drink again? And, or I can't do that now, I'm going to have a drink. You know, it's weird. It is it's a hard energy to explain here, Scorpio. Okay. Advice for Scorpio. Advice for Scorpio with how to overcome this challenge. Interesting. We have the crossroad firstly there, Scorpio. So the crossroad, pardon, is all about making a clear decision. Like, that's that discipline. I'm making a clear decision. I want to follow this path. I want to be disciplined enough to get this end result. I'm choosing this path. I'm sticking to it. That's that discipline, that choice, that conscious choice to make this decision, to do this thing. Then we do have the fox energy. So that's very interesting as well, because it's actually telling me straight away, trick yourself into it. Somehow there's a way you need to trick yourself into it. It's like being very clever and manipulating the way that you're thinking about this, so that you're not allowing your fear to take over. All right, your self-survival needs to be paramount. And I just keep getting, though, that there's a way to trick yourself here. Like, be tricky, be cunning about it, be smart about it, be clever about it. Be a bit sly towards yourself, trick yourself somehow. One of the main ways you're going to be able to do that is with this stars energy, all right? The stars is all about your wishes coming true. So this means it's sort of like your advice is to focus on what you wish to gain, all right? And somehow trick yourself into focusing on what you're going to gain, rather than focusing on this fear that you're not going to gain it. So changing your focus a little bit here, you know, thinking about your own survival and what you want to get out of the situation, and you know, tell yourself what you need to hear in order to have your dreams come true with this situation, with, you know, your wishes being fulfilled, staying hopeful and optimistic as well. But I'm definitely getting that you need to somehow trick yourself, which is odd advice for me to be giving. But there is something about, you know, being a little bit mischievous about the way that you're focusing on this and the way that you're looking at this situation, and needing to literally kind of, you know, be sneaky and cunning towards yourself and trick yourself into staying disciplined here. Telling yourself whatever you need to hear in order for you to stay disciplined. So that's very odd, Scorpio. Let me know in the comments if you know what that is about, because like I said, it wasn't being very specific about what that was about. And like, how would you trick yourself into being disciplined? You know, sometimes I read the cards, and sometimes it is a clear story, and then other times it's a little bit more open to interpretation, open to how it resonates personally with what's going on with you. And sometimes it's just like, you know, Tyler Tarot says it all the time. I'm just not connecting with this reading. And that's when he usually is actually, you know, spot on with what he's saying. You know, he's picking up on something. He just can't understand what he's saying, if that makes sense. Like when you're in that situation and that is your life and you're the one dealing with that, you know exactly what he's saying is making perfect sense. But like to the person that's saying these things, they do feel a little bit, how does that all correlate? That's what I'm getting here, that I do feel as though it's like, it'll make sense. It makes sense, but I don't know how it makes sense, okay? So weird. But you are more than welcome to check your other placements as well. We'll move on over to Sagittarius. Okay. Sagittarius, upcoming challenges for our Sagittarius, please. Upcoming challenges for Sagittarius. Wow. Okay, that how many cards is in each deck, guys? I'll check my boxes. We've got a 44 card deck. All right, I've picked you one out of 44 out of that deck. The other deck is 42. 42, I've picked you one out of 42. So what's that? 2 out of 86 cards. What have we got? Sagittarius. I think it's pretty safe to say we know exactly what your next challenge is going to be, because we have regret followed by regrets. Look at that, regret and regrets. I know it's backwards in my camera, guys, but look, you can tell that that's those words, right? Regret and regrets. That does not happen like ever. So, Sagittarius, what are you regretting? What exactly are you regretting? There's obviously something. It says, I know that I cannot change the past. Card number 23 on this deck as well, so that may be important to somebody. What have you done? What have you not done? What do you regret, Sagittarius? I'm getting a strong sense here, Sagittarius, that for a lot of you, this is something that hasn't happened yet. I want to ask you, Sagittarius, if you don't do that, or if you do that, will you regret it? It feels like there's something that you want to do that you're considering not doing. I'm getting for some of you, this is you want to tell someone how you feel about them, but you're feeling like you shouldn't tell them how you feel. I want to say here, Sagittarius, that we regret 100% of the things we never do, the things we never try. If you do the thing, you know, well, would it be better to, you know, do the thing, try the thing, than to have never done that at all? I'm getting, is it better to have loved and lost than to have never loved at all? I just want to question you here, Sagittarius. It's just feeling like you need to ask yourself these questions. And soon. If you don't do this soon, you're going to regret not doing it. I'm also getting, it's better to ask forgiveness than ask permission. You know, so that one's kind of about, do the thing. If you F it up, you can always ask to be forgiven for effing it up. If you don't, like, you know, it's better to ask for forgiveness than to ask for permission. So it's like, there's something that you're going to regret, Sagittarius. Like, and once again, I'm feeling that it's something that you want to do, that you're telling yourself, I can't do that, I shouldn't do that. I'm just going to get your advice, Sagittarius, that there's not much else I can kind of say about that. As your next upcoming challenge, it's regret. Some sort of regret is going to challenge you. For some of you, that may already sort of be in existence, that regret. So for those of you where that you are already in regret about something, it's like, if you don't try to change that now, would you regret it even more? Okay. Advice for Sagittarius, please. Advice for Sagittarius. How to overcome challenge for Sagittarius. I'm just still in shock about that. Still in shock about the double cards coming out, that obviously. All right. We have the whip. Okay. The whip is the energy of beating yourself up over something. As advice, it's conflict, it's trouble, it's tension, it's having a fight with somebody. As advice, it's telling you to, you know, even if it's, you feel like you're causing trouble, even if this causes you tension, even if you're fighting yourself over this, even if you're, you know, worried you're just going to start a fight or start conflict or start drama, you know, it's actually as advice, it's better to face the conflict head on. You can't resolve conflict without facing it, without having it. It can't be resolved without facing it and having that conflict. So conflict is actually your advice here. To start the drama, to start the fight, to, you know, yeah. We also have the snake. So the snake as advice is follow your desires. Follow your passion. Follow, you know, temptation. You know, it's coming through strongly here that for a lot of you, this is, you know, you may actually have to sort of, it's kind of that you may have to travel through fire in order to get to what it is that you need to get to from this situation. But, you know, you would regret not speaking up, not having that fight in order to resolve this in the long term. It's better, you know, the snake also does remind us, don't stop deceiving yourself, that it's not worth it, that you won't regret this if you don't do this, if you do this. Follow your ambition, your passion, your desires, your innermost desires. This is the snake in the Garden of Eden, and this is telling you to eat the damn apple, regardless of, you know, start that fight. You know, humanity would not be what it is if we didn't have that war, you know, between good and evil. Things would be not as we know it. So go ahead and eat the damn apple anyway. Sorry if I've got anyone religious watching that takes offense to me saying that, but the snake is, you know, as advice, that's what it is. It's telling you there. We do have the book energy as well. You know, enter into the unknown, jump into the unknown, no matter what happens, kind of energy that, you know, that you know, you don't know what's going to happen next. The story hasn't been written yet. The book hasn't been written yet. You know, you may as well do what your desire is telling you to do rather than regret it. The book energy there, it's like you can always start a new chapter after that. You can always close the book. You can always come back and you know, choose your own adventure, go to a different chapter. It's entering into the unknown, taking a bit of a leap into the unknown. Get ready to start this new chapter of things, you know, once again, it's that trial by fire. We can't get a brand new chapter. We can't get a brand new character in the story without at first, you know, writing what needs to be written. And what needs to be written here is you know, snaking around and finding the way through this situation, even if you've got to, you know, start some conflict in order to resolve that conflict. It's that trial by fire kind of energy here. Very interesting. I'm so gonna need you guys to let me know what that's about. I'm so nosy. I'm just trying to feel. It feels like there's something else. What else does Sagittarius need to hear as advice in regard to this challenge? One more for Sagittarius. Advice to overcome this challenge, please. We have the masculine. Take control. Be more domineering. Be more controlling of the situation. Take control. Take the lead. Control your emotions. The masculine can also talk about war. You know, start that war. Start some chaos. Wow. Sagittarius, what are you guys up to? Like I said, I'm still just in shock over the dual regret cards. I honestly did not even like consciously realize there was a dual. I think there's actually more than one dual energy coming that is in this deck, but to see it so blatantly obvious like that is very telling. All right, but maybe check another placement to, you know, see if we can get any more details for you about what that might be. Let me know. But yeah, don't live your life in regret, Sagittarius. That's my personal advice. Regret nothing. Do it anyway. All right, but that's what we've got. All right, so we will move on over to Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn. Upcoming challenges for you, Capricorn. Upcoming challenges for Capricorn, please. Okay, and your second deck card will get upcoming challenges for Capricorn. Envy, Capricorn. I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. So it does feel as though there's something coming up for you where you're going to, you know, react in an envious kind of way. You're going to be left feeling like, why do they get this? Why do they get that? What, you know, looking at what other people have got. wondering why you can't get the thing. That kind of energy is what the envy card is all about as a challenge. It's obviously going to be some sort of challenge where you're looking at other people around you and judging yourself against them. All right, so we'll move on to advice in a moment, but that's pretty straightforward. Envy is something that, is a challenge when you have to face that within yourself. For some of you, that may actually be having to deal with envy coming from somebody else, somebody being very envious of you. Maybe you have something that they don't have, and they're kind of like, why does Capricorn get that and I can't have that? So it may be something that you're having to deal with. I am just getting there because, I am a Capricorn myself, and sometimes I do get messages for myself, but I feel the need to share that because it's telling me about my child, all right? It's telling me that my child might start displaying envy. And me having to sort of teach them how to deal with envy, of how come I can't have this, how come I can't have that, which, not going to lie, I've already had to deal with that one today with him. I'm going away next week, or in a week and a bit, and he's like, why can't I come? So yeah, it may be something like that, having to deal with somebody else's envy rather than your own. So just be aware of that, Capricorn. We'll get advice in a moment. I was just feeling drawn to actually tell you what I was getting told as well. So, maybe that was just for me. Maybe there's some relevance for somebody else out there as well, having to deal with a child's envy and having to sort of teach your child how to deal with envy and sort of work through those sort of emotions together. It's a difficult one. A lot of the time, children do express things so purely that, it can be really difficult to explain to a child that, things like envy is it can be a hard thing to teach a child, that, envy is part of life, like everyone sort of feels envious of others at some point. It's part of the human condition, right? We also have Source coming through, Capricorn. So straight away, that's letting me know that you're having some sort of challenge connecting to Source for yourself. So like, I feel like you're there's something to do with your intuition, not you're having trouble, like you're ignoring it, or you're just having some sort of difficulty connecting to that at the moment. What I'm going to do for you, Capricorn, I do feel like they're completely separate energies there. So I am just going to grab advice for both individually. Okay. Advice for Capricorn to deal with the challenge of envy. Straightforward. We do have the fish as well as the snake. All right, so I feel like this is your abundance, okay? The fish is all about abundance, wealth, finances, okay? Which, when we're talking about things like envy, definitely pretty apt. But, I feel like this is if it's the scenario where you're looking at somebody else's life and wondering, how come I can't have that? How come I can't have this? It's asking you to look at your own sense of abundance, the things that you are wealthy in. Wealth is not just about money. Everyone's good at something. Everyone's good at different things, okay? So some people are naturally going to be better at money and dealing with money and getting money, whereas, other people are going to be naturally good at other things in life, getting love, having love in their life. Some people are going to, place importance in different areas, and some people are just going to naturally be more lucky in money than love, and vice versa. All right, so it's asking you to look at your own abundance, your own wealth, the wealth that you've already got in your life. We do also have the snake there as well. So, stop deceiving yourself about your own abundance, because you are very wealthy in some way, shape or form. You're just sort of deceiving yourself and telling yourself, I'm not, I don't have enough, that kind of thing. It's kind of reminding us to be grateful for what we've got rather than what we don't have. All right. So that's what I'm sort of getting with that. The snake also does let us know, as advice, to follow your true desires, to follow your ambition and your passion. So the things that you're abundantly passionate about, following that, not worrying about what everyone else is doing, worrying about your own passion and your own abundance in that sense as well. All right. Now, advice for Capricorn. Advice for Capricorn with the Source Challenge, please. When I've just said that out loud, the Source Challenge. So, like, is there a Capricorn out there, doing a Source Challenge? What? Is there a Source Challenge where you've got to, like, drink sauce, like Tabasco sauce or something? You're having a lot of difficulty with that. I don't blame you. Capricorn, advice for Capricorn with this Source energy, please. We have the Whip here, as well as the Letter. All right, so the Letter is all about communication, and I feel like this is pretty much straight away telling us that, why are you in conflict with Source? Why are you in conflict with your sense of spirituality, your inner self, your higher self? Why are you combative with God? That kind of energy is coming through. The Whip is all about conflicts and dramas and trouble and tension, beating yourself up over stuff, and needing to, with that letter there, needing to sit down and have a long and hard chat with yourself about, why are you causing yourself more conflict? Why are you causing yourself this drama by not listening to your intuition? Why are you beating yourself up? Why are you, why are you causing your own conflict here? Having a big chat with yourself about, communicating clearly with yourself about the trouble, tension within you, the inner conflict that you're having. The more that you communicate with yourself about this inner conflict, the more you are going to reconnect with Source and stop avoiding your intuition's call. All right, so that's what I was getting from that energy there, Capricorn. You are more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. My words today, I'm sorry, everybody. But we'll move on to Aquarius. Okay, upcoming challenges for Aquarius, please. Upcoming challenges for Aquarius. Moving on to the Voice of the Souls deck. Upcoming challenges for Aquarius. Ooh. Indecision, Aquarius. I use my intuition in all aspects of my life. So, it's going to be a challenge for you to make a decision and stick to it. It feels like indecision is your biggest challenge coming up, because you're not going to know what to do. You're going to be like, what if I do this? What if I do that? What if I do this? What if I do that? Don't know which way to go. Don't know which choice to make. Straight away, I can feel your advice coming through on that one of make a choice and just stick with it. Regardless of what happens, whatever the potential outcome is, you're better off to make a choice and stick with it than to be in this indecisive energy where you're like, oh, this one, oh, that one, oh, this one, indecision about something. You're not going to know. Okay, I feel like for, you're going to be presented with some sort of a choice or a decision that you need to make, and you're really not going to know which choice is the right choice for you. We'll have a look when we get to the advice for you as well there, but I am strongly feeling that, some sort of decision is better than indecision when it comes to this challenge, okay? We are also seeing the mirror effect for you, Aquarius. So there was another sign that got this as well. I can't quite recall it, maybe in Cancer, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But the mirror effect is all about, reflections. What you're seeing in others, the things, I did mention it in the intro, so maybe it was Aries that I had that for, but yeah, regardless, I did mention this idea in the intro of when we're looking at challenges of, the things that you find confronting, the things that you are triggered by. All right, so looking at other people around you and going, that triggers me, that behavior triggers me, those words trigger me, there's something about that person I don't like because they do this or that, looking at those issues because they're actually a reflection of you yourself. There's something for you that you need to look at the reflection of what's triggering you, confronting you, in other people around you. All right, so it's kind of that vibe of, yeah, like, oh, because when we're triggered by something, it really is a reflection of something within us ourselves. If we don't like something about somebody, it is, either we see that same quality in ourselves and we dislike it about ourselves, so therefore we choose to dislike that person because they have that quality, and we're trying to sort of avoid that darker side of ourselves. Sometimes it's more to do with, the way that specific thing makes you react. So if somebody acts a certain way, the mirroring effect is actually somewhere in your reaction to that, and you don't like your own reactions to that. So it's sort of asking you to look at what you're not liking around you, and really use that to look within. Okay, so use that to reflect that back upon yourself, and see why, the deeper meaning of why, you don't like that particular thing or quality or whatever. All right, so I do feel that for some of you that your indecision is going to, trigger some people around you as well, with that indecision energy there. But we'll get you some advice on how to overcome these challenges. Okay, advice for Aquarius on how to overcome these challenges, please. Okay, firstly, we do see the stork energy here, Aquarius, which is all about stirring things up. All right, it's also idea generation. So, I do feel, for a lot of you, this is like indecision, stir things up, it's like that get moving, start putting energy into something regardless of whether you're confident in your decision or not. Just start stirring, that kind of energy. Start, start moving regardless of whether you know which way to move exactly. All right, because this is that gestational period where, ideas are created, idea generation and whatnot as well. So the more that you're stirring up brand new ideas on how to make this choice and just start, you intuitively will go the right path for yourself anyway, I feel. And then I do feel as though that's talking about that indecision, but then I'm feeling that this next two cards are actually more to do with that mirror effect. We have the heart firstly there. So for a lot of you, this mirroring effect may be happening with somebody that you do, you know, have some sort of, you know, a strong love connection with, whether it be romantic love or platonic love. But also it reminds us to come from a loving space when we're looking at this person's, you know, negative qualities or whatever. Try to approach that with love in your heart. Easier said than done, I know, but that's come out with the mice energy as well. All right, and it's sort of letting us know that for a lot of you, this mirroring effect is happening because of loss that you've experienced in the past. All right, and so it's you needing to approach this with, you know, more love in your heart, because and being aware that you're feeling as though something's been taken from you, you've lost something, and that's why this is kind of triggering you, this mirroring effect. It can also talk about things that are eating away at you a little bit too, like nibbling away in the back of your mind, stressing you out a little bit. So, you know, it's kind of like your advice is to stress the love, not the hate. Kind of, I just keep getting that intuitively. Like this mirroring effect, it's eating away at the love within yourself, your love for yourself. This mirroring effect is making you feel like you've lost self-love, lost love in general. So your advice is to, you know, stress the love and show more love to yourself, to the person that is doing something that's triggering you. I know that's such a hard energy. One more for Aquarius, please. One more for advice for Aquarius. Once again, that's going back to the indecision. The clouds there, that's going back to that indecision. Thinking things through clearly. I do feel for a lot of you, this indecision is connected to this mirroring effect. But I just I can't find the logic in that, but I feel like you guys will be able to. This is the card of, you know, thinking things through logically, you know, not allowing your thoughts to dwell on the negative stuff, but to find the you know, find the silver lining in the clouds, so to speak, there, and you know, don't overthink it. Just you know, come at it with love instead of that overthinking and stress kind of vibe. Stir up the love within yourself, and you know, think about things rationally and logically, but you know, still making those decisions when you need to. All right, so bit of a little bit of a vague one there, Aquarius. I'm sorry if that was a little bit vague. You are more than welcome to check your other placements, but honestly, a lot of the times when they are coming through vague to me as the reader, you know, they do actually resonate more strongly with people sometimes. I know Tyler Tarot, if anyone watches Tyler Tarot, whenever he says, oh, I don't think I'm connecting to this reading, that's usually when he's like on point even more than usual, you know, and you as the person listening and resonating with that, you know exactly what it all means, but him as the reader, he's like, I don't think I'm connecting with this. I don't know what's going on here. I feel like that's what's happening for me today, Aquarius. So hopefully that there was someone out there that resonated for. But, you know, like I said, more than welcome to check other placements, of course. But we'll move over to Pisces. Okay, Pisces. Pisces, upcoming challenge for our Pisces. Our little fishy babies. Upcoming challenge for Pisces. Well, okay. You want that one? You want that one. Okay, Voice of the Souls deck for you, Pisces. upcoming challenge for Pisces, please. You have growth coming through as your challenge, Pisces. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. So there's something about that being a challenge for you, that you are not expanding your awareness. You're not expanding your consciousness as much as you want to, you should be. You know, you're avoiding some sort of growth. That you know that this growth is available to you. You know, I do feel that for a lot of you, you want this growth, but you're kind of avoiding it as well, is what's coming through. For a lot of you, it's related to this as well, the respect card. Okay, so I feel like that's to do with your self-respect, rather than respect for others, Pisces. I feel like this is, you know, growing your own self-respect. You're kind of trying to avoid growth in your self-respect here. For a couple of you there is this issue of there is going to be a challenge where somebody does not respect you. That's for a couple of you. There is this challenge coming through that it's got to do with somebody else is not showing you respect. But I feel like that's important because it's how you react to that disrespect, where you're not showing the growth. Okay, so just be aware of that. That there's something about, you know, avoiding your personal growth when it comes to issues of respect. And it's like, because I'm just getting this example of somebody not showing you respect and you kind of acting unevolved, or acting like you may have acted, you know, 10 years ago. You know, as a teenager, you're acting like a, you know, it sounds horrible, but yeah, like somebody's disrespecting you, and you instead of acting grown and mature about that, your tendency is to act like a child or act like a teenager about that, and just be disrespectful back, or you know, come at them, or that kind. I'm getting that real sort of narky kind of energy, like you're like, I'm going to start a fight with you. Like, it's feeling a little bit teenage drama-y, and it feels like your tendency here, that's why this is a challenge, is because your initial reaction, your you know, the initial way that you feel like that you want to deal with this is to interact with that disrespect and you know, challenge this person or get involved in the drama. You know, like, I feel like you are avoiding the fact that you've grown. You're too mature to get involved in this drama, Pisces. And this person disrespecting you, you know, you don't even have to listen to that disrespect. You know that that's not the case. You are grown, and you know that that's not the case. But, you know, the tendency to act immaturely here, and act, you know, teenage drama about this and get involved in the drama. Like, I feel like it's something that you could easily just walk away from that disrespect, but your tendency, that's why this is the challenge, is because, you know, it's challenging you to, are you grown who can walk, are you grown enough to walk away, or are you going to get involved in this drama and allow this disrespect to get to you in that sense? All right, but we'll get your advice here. Advice for Pisces in regard to their upcoming challenge, please. Advice for Pisces with their upcoming challenge, please. I'll tell you what, Pisces, I was really not expecting this to be a 2-hour video today. I was thinking, oh yeah, I'll smash that in the normal, you know, hour and a half. Okay, so your advice here, Pisces, we do have the ring coming through firstly, which is, I feel like your advice is to remember the relationship you have with yourself. Remember the relationship that you have with this grown version of yourself, the evolved version of yourself. Like, you're better than this, I feel, Pisces. Like, you know it. You know it. You've got this strong relationship with yourself coming through, this more mature version of yourself coming through. But, you know, for some reason, this just gets under your skin. And, you know, this disrespect issue, and your tendency is to, you know, forget how strong a relationship you have with yourself. And for some of you, it's because of the relationship that you have with this person, that is why you take this on board and you react so much to this. But we also see the house. So for some of you, yeah, this definitely could be like a family member, somebody that you do have a, you know, like a family type relationship with. You may live with this person outright, but you know, it reminds us too here that to come from a stable connection with yourself, to, you know, it's all about stability and security. One second. Sorry, Pisces, my child interrupting there. But yeah, so the house is all about stability, security, family home, that kind of energy. So you know, reminding yourself that you do have a strong, stable connection with yourself. You know, that this is just one of them things that's just, they're trying to knock you off that stable horse that you're on there. And you know, it shows that the tendency for you to be drawn into that is definitely there. You know, but we do also have the letter. So, you know, you do need to communicate strongly with yourself here. The advice is to communicate to yourself that I'm immovable. Can't shake me. Can't move me. I'm not moving. I'm not going to budge kind of energy. I'm grown. I'm not going to budge. You know, I'm not going to let this disrespect shake me. I'm not going to let this, you know, throw me from my sense of stability and security within who I am, what I am, you know, all that sort of stuff. I know that this is just disrespect, and I know that it's not something that's going to, you know, hurt the foundation of who I am. So I'm going to, you know, stand still. The house has zero movement, okay? It stays in place and does not let anything rock it, all right? Especially just a little bit of disrespect there. You know, I know it can be a lot easier said than done, but, you know, forewarned is forearmed, right? So just be aware that there may be someone being disrespectful to you, Pisces, that, you know, makes you feel like you want to act at them, which, you know, we need to avoid that by the looks of your reading here. Your relationship with your stability is much stronger than that. So it's kind of like, you know, with that letter, I'm kind of getting a Pisces that it's kind of like you even literally just saying to yourself, Pisces, you're better than this. I'm not going to listen to that BS. I'm going to walk away. I'm not going to get involved in that drama. All right, it's just feeling like this disrespect stuff. It's just feeling like some sort of drama, you know, some drama llama that you don't want nothing to do with anyway. All right, regardless of, you know, how close this person is to you, it's just they're just trying to drag you into drama that you don't need anything to do with. You're better than that. It's kind of like, Pisces, let it go, walk away. Let them disrespect themselves by that behavior, not me. I'm not taking that on board. I'm walking away from that. All right. So that's the advice we've got for you as well, Pisces. But you are more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. And for now, I thank you all for sticking around and watching, you know, but hopefully I will see you all again very soon.